every line of July Charter to be implemented, PM. No alternative to amend Constitution to enforce July Charter. Measles vaccination negligence, HC wants report in 2 weeks. 5 arrested for Bullet Boiragi murder in Kumilla. Those were the headlines. Good evening, viewers. I'm Riti Prova with English Bulletin. Every line of July Charter signed in front of the Parliament will be implemented. People to respond like that of August 5 if anyone tries to play with people's fate. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman made the remark while inaugurating re-excavation of Ulshi Canal in Shorsha of Joshua on Monday. He said conspiracy had been hatched whenever BNP started works to change the fortune of the people. The promises made to the people will be implemented word by word. Later, the Prime Minister inaugurated construction works of Joshua Medical College and attended several other events, including a public rally. No alternative to amend the Constitution to implement July Charter. Chief Whip of the National Parliament Nurul Islam made the remark during a views exchange with the journalists at the LD Hall of the National Parliament on Monday. He, however, said when the amendment will be made, that is yet to be decided. The Chief Whip also said there is no scope in abolishing the Constitution as oath of the interim government. 13 parliamentary polls, everything have taken place under the Constitution. The High Court has ordered the probe body of the Health Ministry to submit the report within 2 weeks over measles vaccination negligence. At the same time, the High Court ordered to keep measles vaccination regular. A dual bench of Justice Rajiv Al Jalil and Justice Debashish Roy gave the order on Monday. The High Court also issued a rule wanting to know why procurement of measles vaccine and negligence in administering it will not be considered as illegal. The writ petitioner lawyer Purnima Jahan said measles vaccine was not given during the time of the last interim government. That is why the death rate of children has gone up. She also sought formation of the probe body to find out the cause for such negligence. Revenue official Bullet Boiragi was murdered by a professional gang of snatchers while on his way to Kumilla from Chattogram. RAB 11 made the disclosure at a press briefing on Monday morning. Commander of RAB's media wing said Bullet Boiragi died after being hit and threw from the CNG auto rickshaw by the snatchers. 5 people have already been arrested in connection with Bullet Boiragi murder incident. Bullet Boiragi was murdered on April 24. His blood-stained body was recovered next day from Kodbari area of Dhaka-Chattogram highway. The government is going to take steps after identifying the problem of pilot project of the family card. Finance Minister Amir Khosru Mahmood Choudhury made the disclosure while talking to the journalist after a meeting of the Finance Ministry on Monday. He said more than 37,000 people have been given family cards so far. He said there are some small problems. Actions are being taken to resolve the problems as soon as possible. Since this is a flagship project of the government for women's empowerment, so the project will get priority and whatever amount of money is needed for the project, that will be allocated in the next fiscal. The day of remaining in hideout out of fear is over. From now on, law will be equal for all. Law Minister Mohammad Asaduzzaman made the remark while inaugurating Mobile Legal Aid Camp in capital's Kakrail on Monday. The event was organized marking National Legal Aid Day. The Law Minister said legal aid program has been expanded with the assistance of German government. Anyone will get legal advice and assistance by calling to 166999. This initiative will help them a lot who are victims to injustice but fear to go to the court. If necessary, government will appoint lawyers for the sufferers, calling for shrugging off the culture of filing false cases. He said such act will be discouraged strictly. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Iran-US situation in a critical matrix. Welcome back. You're watching English Bulletin. Florida police have recovered rest of the human remains near the Howard Franklin Bridge, where the body of missing Bangladeshi PhD student Jamil Ahmed Limon was found last Friday. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office announced the recovery on Monday. Working in coordination with Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, dive teams recovered the remains from a water body near Interstate 275 and 4th Street North in Florida. The site was around 35 kilometers from the location where the remains of Limon were found. Police said several limbs have since been transported to Pinellas County Medical Examiner's Office for forensic and DNA testing. Further details will be released after the autopsy report and identity of confirmation. Now news around the world. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi met Russian President Vladimir Putin in St. Petersburg on Monday. Earlier, during Araghchi's Islamabad tour, Iran made a proposal to open Strait of Hormuz without excluding any talks on its nuclear program issue. Araghchi's visit to Russia came after his trip to Muscat, Oman, in between his visits to Pakistan's capital, Islamabad. The talks are expected to stepping up diplomatic efforts to end the war with US, as well as to ensure safe transit that is to benefit all Iranian neighbors and the world passing through Hormuz Strait. Meanwhile, Iran conveyed new proposal to US via Pakistani mediators offering to end the war while postponing talks on its nuclear program. Tehran hopes the war can end without an agreement on its stockpile of enriched uranium. Israeli strikes in southern Lebanon killed 14 people, including 2 children and 2 women. The latest wave of Israeli strikes marked the deadliest day since US-mediated ceasefire began on April 16 and has been extended to mid-May and Israel, Lebanon. The strikes injured 37 others, Lebanon's Ministry of Health confirmed. However, IDF said it carried out artillery and aerial strikes targeting Hezbollah operatives and sites in southern Lebanon that it claims were used to advance attacks against IDFs. It also accused the Iran-backed group of launching 2 explosive unmanned aerial vehicles towards Israel. The man accused of shooting a US Secret Service agent as he tried to breach security at White House Correspondents Association dinner where President Donald Trump was present is expected to produce in court Monday to face criminal charges. The suspect, Cole Thomas Allen of Torrance, California, is scheduled to make his first appearance in Washington federal court. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro said Allen would be charged with assault on a federal officer and using a firearm during crime of violence. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche said other charges, including attempted assassination, were possible. The investigation, however, remains ongoing. The shooting on Saturday rattled the press dinner and annual black Thai gathering of journalists and politicians. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. Every line of July Charter to be implemented, PM. No alternative to amend Constitution to enforce July Charter. Measles vaccination negligence, HC wants report in 2 weeks. 5 arrested for Bullet Boiragi murder in Kumilla. Iran-US situation in a critical matrix. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with ATN News.